All right, so in this practice, we're going to transition between our various environments, and we're going to set up our server here. So here's our client, right? And here is the server. And as you see, there is a little bit of a latency, but that is okay here, right? And we're going to go ahead and click on the yes, and then click on next. Okay, and then task 2, they want us to install Active Directory services. So we'll go ahead and go to our server manager. This is the screen you see when you first start it up, right? And we can go to manage and add roles and features. We can skip this page by default going forward. Click on next here. We want to choose a role-based installation. There's our server, there's our IP address. We're running 2019. We want to install Active Directory domain services. These are the dependencies that will be installed as part of the process. Click on Add Features, and then you're going to click on Next. All right, we're going to click on Next again. And I like to choose this, automatically. So, in case there is a reboot that's pending, you can go ahead and knock that out. Let's click on Install, and it's going to begin the installation. And we'll go ahead and wait for this to get done. I'd say normally it takes about, 2 to 3 minutes. The cool thing about this as well is that if you look at the export configuration settings, if you were to do this, in PowerShell, you could just click here and you could run that script, right? And do it straight from the PowerShell command line interface right here. And this just basically walks you through it. So we'll let that do that, and we'll take a look at the template, right? Which it's now portable, and I can go ahead and take a look at it here. So we're almost done. We're tracking nicely here. And the other thing is that if you want to get out of the screen and wait, you can click on the close menu here, and you can follow the status with this flag icon. And it'll let you know, when it's done, or if there's any type of errors or issue that needs to be resolved. And see, we're still waiting. That's fine. So the other thing to take a look at is, if you see anything that's, red here, that means that something is not working right. Red means danger, right? But you can see that one of our services has stopped. If you want to refresh that, you can do that as well by clicking on the refresh icon here, and this will give you an update. The other thing that you can do is, once you click on that, you see that it's looking better here. Let's see here. So, all right. So the first step, we've done that. So we can click on next. Right. So now we want to do task 3. We want to promote this to a domain controller with the forest name of cyber.local and the password of password123. So let's go ahead and finish that. And they do note, this might take a little bit of time, but that is perfectly normal. Let's go ahead and begin the next step here. We're going to call this one cyber dot local, and we're not going to add this to a existing domain, right? We're going to create a new forest. Cyber.local is going to be our domain going forward here. And this is going to operate at a forest functional level of 2019. For backwards compatibility, you also have the option for these legacy server environments as well, but we'll stick with the defaults. And we're going to go ahead and set up our password. If you typed it in right, you should be good to go. We'll click on next. Right? And we're going to skip this DNS for now. It's going to automatically populate the NetBIOS name with cyber. All right, we're still happy there. We're going to click on next. Okay, and this is where the database backup logs, right, for your database location, for your log files, and then your system volume folder, right? They're all located here. If you click on this, they point you to some Microsoft documentation here, but you can go and read on that. I'm going to close this because we'll just get a whole bunch of errors because this is saying, hey, you want to use this browser, and you do get the information right about what this is. But let's go ahead and go back and click on next, and it's going to have you view everything. Again, here is your script that you can take a look at, and you've also got more installed options that you can choose from. Close that, right, as well. So the good thing, they do give you lots of help here, but we're happy. We'll click on next, and here's where it's going to do its last check to make sure that this server is ready. It's going to do the prerequisites check, and if everything passes, it's going to let you proceed. So everything looks good. Let's go ahead and click on install. And this also takes a couple of minutes. So again, your patience is noted. Okay, so everything is good. So this happens automatically. What it does is it's going to go ahead and restart it because you've now installed Active Directory services. And if you see this message, this is perfectly normal. And we're going to wait a couple of seconds and then click on our reconnect feature here. So let's try it now. It's going to connect to Guacamole. Okay, and as you see, we are back in business. You're going to see something, right? When we get back at the login, it should show that we're now in the cyber.local domain. Okay, all right, so we are back on our server, right? So let's go ahead and click on next. All right, so now we're going to configure our server, and we want to check the IP address, right, to take a look at here, and then we're going to adjust our DNS servers to be IP version 4. So let's go ahead, and we can do this a couple ways, right? So let's go to command prompt and type in ipconfig. So my IP address is 10.0.110.161. We're going to want to write that down because we're going to need that on our Windows client. So let's switch here. So 10.0.110.61. So let's go here and right click on our network and settings here. And we're going to do change adapter. I'll do network and sharing center. There we go. And let's do change adapter settings. And we're going to change the properties. We want this to be pointed to the server 1's IP address for DNS. So right now it's getting it automatically, but we're going to change that. We're going to type in 10, let's see, .0.110.61. 10.0.110.61. Press OK and OK. So now we will be doing resolution through server 1. Let's go ahead and check our work. All right, we are good to go. So next thing you want to do is go ahead and rename our computer. And we're going to join this computer to the domain. So this individual client, this standalone client, is now going to be part of the server. So let's go ahead and do that. Rename this computer. Rename computer. If you can't do it like this, that's okay. We can do it a different way. So let's go to control panel, or I can do system. So there's a couple of different ways we can do this. So system, and then settings, and see right here, rename this PC. That's what I want to do. And let's see, what do they want a name here? Oh, okay. That's fine. Let's do this. Let's do rename this PC advanced. And let's do this. Change, and I'm going to say domain, and we'll say cyber.local. Yeah, it's fine. We'll keep this computer the same. Okay, so if you typed in your DNS properly on your Ethernet, you're going to be able to see the screen. So let's go ahead and type in cyber/administrator. And then your password, same one you used before, password 123. And let's check it. That looks good. And if all is well, you'll get this message here, right? And of course, it's going to have to restart. And again, that is okay. We'll click on close and we'll say restart now. It's going to disconnect. Perfectly normal. Okay, my computer is now back on the network. And let's just do a quick check. Let's go to command prompt. Let's do ipconfig/all. And you see right now, you can see I'm on the cyber.local domain, and all is well. Let's go ahead and click on next. All right, fantastic. So let's go ahead and verify that our computer is there. So let's go back to Server Manager. And this is cool. We can actually see our computer now being part of the domain. I'm going to click on this one to not show it again. And let's go to Tools, Active Directory, Users, and Confusers. And if we expand cyber.local, we look at computers, boom, there is our Windows client, now part of our domain. Click on Next, and we are good to go. All right, I'll see you in the next lab.